This video is going to be about what's coming up in week 4, and week 4 will be obviously it starts from today until the 11th, which is next Sunday. A couple of things going on in week 4. You do need to read the student example of a process analysis. It is in the form of a PDF. If you click here on this, that PDF is listed here. If ever a PDF isn't listed directly under the coursework, always check resources and make sure it's not already in one of these weak categories. For example, we have the student example of a process analysis here as well, so it's in both places. Additionally, if we go back to coursework, you're going to find that the second assignment for this week is reading Steps to Writing Well's Drafting and Revising section. That's going to be on page 93 to 77 and then 100 to 110. Please read that entire section. It's going to be important for you to understand what I'm expecting of you in terms of drafting your first draft, your final draft, and also just that revision process. Additionally, you're going to read Steps to Writing Well, benefiting from revision workshops. We're going to be doing a grammar and peer review workshop that will focus specifically on your first draft of your process analysis. You'll be required to review 3 peer reviews, but I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a second. This reading is going to deal with what it is that you're going to try to get out of this workshop, and also what it is that you're going to try to give your peers in this workshop. So that should be helpful for you. Reading 15 common grammar mistakes that kill your credibility. This is on a website, so I'm going to click on this, and you can always access the website by just copying and pasting this directly into your browser. I do have a file here if it's easier for you to just click on a file if you're not necessarily near some fast Wi-Fi, but that is one in this website and this file are one in the same, so you can click on that. And that's going to tell you just a few grammar rules that you need to know before you turn in this first draft, so you're aware of any possible mistakes that you might be making that are killing the credibility that you have in presenting this process analysis. Additionally, then we're going to have, you're going to read the peer mark instructions for peer review. These come directly from Turnitin.com, and I've included this document here so you can read through those. That's kind of what I'm expecting from you for the peer review, and also how to access and work with PeerMark on Turnitin.com. Then we're going to go back to coursework, and I'm going to show you. Additionally, we have this Turnitin instructions. Now, this is a little bit of a different type of an assignment. I've never done it like this before, but what I've done is there's quite a few articles that I would like you to read that come directly from Turnitin.com. So a couple of ways to get there: you can copy and paste this directly into your browser and search for these specific articles. You can log in, click help in the upper right hand corner of Turnitin.com, click the Students tab, and then click the PeerMark tab on the left. That walks you through directly how to access these as well. You'll see these pop up on the page after you've clicked the PeerMark. This is the section PeerMark, and this is for its who students. So make sure that you are getting to that Students tab and that PeerMark tab and reading all 3 of these very short little, I guess, blips on how to use Turnitin.com effectively. This one's how to write a peer review in Turnitin.com, and it's actually going to take you directly to the page if you just click on those hyperlinks. So those should be quick, but at least then you'll know what you're doing in Turnitin. I'm actually going to go back to Lake Area's page. We're not going to wait for that to load because they're very short. Also, then we're going to go back to coursework, and some additional work that I would like you guys to do this week to prepare for that peer review is reading through the process analysis peer review checklist. Now, some of you made me aware that I actually had uploaded the wrong checklist, so thank you very much for doing that. As of about noon today, the correct checklist is actually here in this file, and I've also included it under resources. If you go to week 4, and I'm sorry these are out of order, I've been trying to work on figuring that out, so please wait for that update as well. But we have the process analysis peer review checklist, and my computer was acting funny, so I wasn't able to save it correctly, but in the actual document, everything is spelled correctly. Also, coursework. If we go back again, we have a couple other things to take care of. The first one, after reading that peer review checklist, is now that we know kind of what to expect on PeerMark, under how to work it, what are some regular issues, some mistakes that you want to be looking for in those peer revision workshops, and what we're supposed to be getting out of those, we're going to actually complete the peer review. So in order to do that, you're going to, it will be worth 10 points, and you're going to be reviewing 2 partners, 2 peers' papers, and your own. So you're going to be looking for these mistakes in your own, and I'm going to show you what this looks like, as it is a little bit harder to find because it doesn't appear as its own assignment in Turnitin.com. So give me just a second for my internet to hopefully work. We're kind of being slow. What's going on here? There we go. So we're going to log in, and I'm going to go directly into our summer class once we log in. And sorry about the delay here, guys. We once we get in here, there is, if you look under your first draft where you would have turned in your first draft, there is a PeerMark assignment directly under Process Analysis First Draft. This is what you'll be clicking on in order to actually complete the assignment. Now, it says 1 of 27 is completed. There's a couple of things that you need to know, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to click on this peer review here. Maybe I've included the document, the assignment. Yes. So we have the instructions once again as how to answer and create peer marks on your partner's page. All you have to do really is click on their document once you get into the document, and a blue bubble will come up, and then you will click on that blue bubble, and I won't be able to necessarily do it here exactly, but I'm going to show you just briefly what this might look like. By going into our topic analysis, I'm going to just go into Michael's analysis. I hope that's okay with him, just to show you quickly how this works. Once you're actually into the PeerMark screen, so this will look a little bit different, there's going to be a way for you to actually make comments is by just using your cursor and clicking directly onto the page, and then clicking this little bubble here where it says comment, and you can add any comment that you like, and then you just need to click off of it and it will save. You might have a little save button down here for you, and then if you don't like the comment that you make, you're just going to hit delete. So that's kind of how you're going to make those comments in PeerMark, in addition to answering some very specific questions that will be listed on the right-hand side of the page. You'll see all of that when you actually go in there. Additionally, I wanted to let you know that you will have a reading quiz over just some of the peer review instructions, how to do some things, what to expect for peer review, and that grammar reading, the 15 common grammar mistakes. That will be multiple choice. Additionally, I need you guys to read Incorporating Your Source Material and Avoiding Plagiarism in the Steps to Writing Well PDF. That's 387 to 392. Some of you have gotten a little bit confused about what signal phrases are, or introductory phrases, what directly quoted material looks like, and also what an in-text citation might look like. And many of you have never actually worked with this type of material, so either way, that's okay. This will give you a quick reminder of how it is that we should be integrating research so that we do not plagiarize, because remember, plagiarism in this class, I'll let you know about it once, and we'll have a quick meeting and I'll explain it to you what you've done to plagiarize, and you'll get a 0 on the assignment. If it happens twice, you are immediately kicked out of the course and you will be withdrawn or failed from the course. So you get one shot where I tell you you've accidentally plagiarized, and after that it's completely done. So take this very seriously. There's a couple of more Turnitin.com articles I'd like you to read. So once again, if you go into this help section, as I've kind of already mentioned to you before, this is one way to do it. You can go into students And then I'm going to have you guys looking at similarity report information, and so this is what that looks like. But as I said, this is kind of the instructions that I just walked you through, and then these are 4 of the topics I'd like you to read, so you can also click on those directly. And then I'd also want you to access this Turnitin.com guide, a manual and guide for Turnitin.com, to have a deeper understanding to viewing that similarity report, because that's going to help you determine if you've plagiarized or not. If something is highlighted and you don't have quotation marks around it, likely that could be because you've plagiarized completely word for word without attributing that article or that information to the article or its source, its author. So that is what plagiarism is and how that's going to help you to determine if you've done it on your first draft. Then if we go back, we're almost done here, looking through some of this coursework for week 4. All of the assignments are going to be due on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday as usual, but the actual written assignments, the things that you need to do besides read, those are coming up on Wednesday. So make sure you're getting through all of this material before Wednesday so you have kind of an idea of what's going on then. And then these will be on Friday, June 9th, reading these articles, reading the quiz for quiz 5, which will deal with it incorporating source material and avoiding plagiarism, so those are connected there. And then this grade the student essay forum, this is something that we haven't done yet either. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to have a 100-word minimum for your initial post and a 50-word response for 2 peer posts. So you have to do 2. And you have to post first before you can view other posts. So what I want you guys to do is use your critical thinking and analysis skills to determine the student's grade on an A, B, C, or D or F scale. How you're going to do this is you're going to access this essay grading rubric, which is how I actually grade your papers and what I look at as I'm grading your papers. It's also under resources. Print it out if possible. It's going to be a lot easier to read and kind of mark up if it's printed out. And this grading rubric is used for, as I mentioned, all final drafts of your document. So all sketches, all final drafts of each paper, the final portfolio. So make sure that you're just taking a look at this in general so you know how I'm going to grade you. And then read How to Cut Down a Tree with Confidence and Ease. This is a student's essay. So this is completed right here. You can access it that way. And use that essay grading rubric to grade how to cut down a tree with confidence and ease, and then you have to back up that grade from the grading rubric. So explain why it is that you might have given them a D in the category dealing with style and voice, or explain why they might have gotten an A under research so that we know what the student did well, but then also talk about what the student could work on. And then for your peer responses, did you guys agree on the grade? Did your grades differ? What was it that you noticed that your peer didn't, and vice versa? What did your peer notice that you might have missed? Be really critical in terms of, I guess, how it is that these papers are constructed, and really read through them, because these essays need to be polished and clean, and so just kind of determine if you would consider this polished as a final draft example. So that will be due on Friday. We're going to go back to that assignment list. And then the only other things that we really have to worry about this week is that quiz, as I've already mentioned, which is attached to that other reading, and your process analysis final draft. So for your final draft, you should have already completed your first draft, and I'm getting to, or close to, and I will for most of you, and I will be getting those grades back to you this week. So you'll have some comments also that you can access in Turnitin.com. Now, the way that you'll be accessing your actual papers is that it won't look exactly like this, but you'll have your name and your assignments, and then you'll still have a similarity report over here. If you want to access my comments on Turnitin.com, you're going to click on this similarity report, and it's going to show you all of the comments I've made in blue bubbles, and those blue bubbles will show up just right here, and you'll click on them to access those blue bubbles. So that's all I have for this video, and then we'll continue with week 5, content in the next video. Thanks so much.